$100,000 a year if you earn 15 bucks an hour.
And Ali, the price of housing has soared in recent years. You're an average worker. My God, you're paying $1,500 a month to put a roof over your head and your child's head. The price of food.
Virginia need to hurry as the applications can only be filed until November 9. A point to note is that this guaranteed income program is specifically for people in the state of Virginia. The new relief program is going to be sent out based on basic income to hundreds of local families. Now, the mayor of a city in Virginia told reporters, guaranteed income program is a proven tool to help families become stronger and financially stronger footing and take steps to move up the economic ladder. From the total applications, everybody, the program will randomly select residents. The selected people will get $500 a month for 2 years, and authorities expect to first see the guaranteed income stimulus checks from Virginia in 2023. This program is going to cost $3 million, not a lot of money, and the funding for the program just comes from the CARES Act and the Rescue Plan Act. To be eligible for the guaranteed stimulus check, you must be at least 18 years older, and also applicants' annual income should be less than 50% of the area median income. Not only this, but other states and cities are doing the same thing. They're experimenting with this. They're experimenting with similar guaranteed income programs. Richmond, Virginia, for instance, came up with a similar program with just 18 families. New York also did the same thing. For the last 6 months, President Biden has just been talking with his advisors about discussing the gas prices and what needs to happen on this. That's because now single prices rattle consumers as much as the cost of gas, which crept up again to a new high of $5 a gallon in June, as it comes no surprise that soaring gas prices corresponded directly with President Biden's sinking approval rating. Since then, gas prices have fallen by about $1.10. Biden may have helped a little by releasing oil from the strategic reserve, but according to Yahoo News, Biden has largely ignored another important type of fuel. Diesel fuel, which is critical for the production and transportation of many everyday products, is here. Around the same time, gas hit $5 a gallon. Diesel hit $5.81 a gallon. Now gas prices are now 22% below their peak, but diesel is just 8% lower. On a year-over-year basis, gas prices are up 15%, while diesel is up 43%. High diesel prices are a kind of hidden inflation because most consumers never buy stations, but it's possible because efforts to create commissions to examine the programs may move forward as part of a deal, which has set off a vigorous debate. And that would include Social Security pension disability, Medicare Part A, highway trust funds, and things like that. Social Security's trust funds are projected to pay full benefits until 2035, at which point just 80% of the monthly checks will be payable. Because Medicare's Part A trust fund will cover hospital care, it's projected to pay benefits fully until 2028, at which point 90% of benefits will be payable. Because another bill, the Bipartisan Social Security Commission Act, would seek to form a temporary commission to address solvency of the program's funds under the expedited procedures. Whether such committees are going to be necessary to shore up the trust funds is a topic of fierce debate among the experts. But one thing I know for sure is that Joe Biden can do something for the people. He can't get the stimulus out there if he wants to.
Jobs, they're real jobs, man. It means we've created more jobs in 2 years than any presidential term in American history. Not just you created it, but you created it. You did it. The unemployment rate of 3.4%, as I said, is a 50-year low. 800,000 manufacturing jobs.
She now qualifies for a $1,400 check. With the first 2 rounds of checks, it didn't matter if you were struggling to pay your own way through college, as long as you were claimed as a dependent and were aged 17 to 21, no stimulus for you. Couple of catches. 1, the money goes to mom and dad, not you. And 2, if they earn more than $160,000 a year combined, you still won't qualify.
Everybody, Joe Biden is taking action for the people. He's urging that companies lower their prices for everyday necessities. He also said that for gas and groceries, things need to be cheaper. So, President Biden also is trying to pursue higher taxes on oil companies and their profits, as if the industry giants do not work to cut gas prices. Joe Biden has criticized oil companies that have made record high profits. It comes as consumers struggle to keep up with high gas prices. According to AAA, today the price of a gallon of gas was $3.76, down from a record of over $5 in June, but still higher than a year ago. And when asked about the gas companies, Biden said it's time for these companies to stop their profiteering. If they don't, they're going to pay a higher tax on their excess profits. And right before Election Day, everybody, the White House messaged that it's focused on how Democrats are going to improve the economy and Republicans will make it worse. Inflation and the economy consistently rank at a top issue for voters, and higher gas prices stretch consumer budgets for much of the year. Any new tax on oil profits would need congressional approval, which may prove difficult as Democrats control both chambers of Congress by slim margins. Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren also previously floated the idea the Republicans, who generally support lower taxes, hope to win back one or both chambers in Congress as of the November 8th midterms. Shell also made $9.5 billion in profits in the third quarter, almost double what it made the same period last year. Exxon profits in the third quarter made $18 billion, and that nearly tripled what Exxon made last year, and the most in its year history. And now Biden has made pleas to the oil companies to increase production rather than to enrich shareholders in recent weeks, as the price of gas remains high. Now, early this month, though, President Biden announced that the release of 15 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve will inflect inflation. Biden promised in his speech earlier today to purchase oil to refill the reserve. To purchase oil to refill the reserve once the price hits $70 a barrel. He said companies should therefore invest now and increase production with the confidence that the government will pursue and purchase the oil later. AAA report today that gas prices in the state of Florida fell last week and are set to rise this week when the state gas tax holiday increases again. The tax holiday has allowed drivers in Florida to fill up their tanks without paying the state's 25 cents a gallon of tax. The holiday, part of a broad tax package approved this year by lawmakers in DeSantis, started October. Now, when the state sales tax holiday was implemented at the beginning of the month, gas prices declined in total of 22 cents within a couple of days. But the savings for drivers didn't last long. In a recent news release, AAA reported that during the first week of October, OPEC announced plans to cut its oil production rate, which sparked a 17% oil price hike, raising the cost of producing gas and ultimately dragged Floridians' gas prices back to where they were. Chicago motorists also speaking out after the OPEC announced it's slashing oil production by 2 million barrels a day. It came after November. Under the new City Chicago Moves program, the city issued $150 gas cards and prepaid debit cards of $50 to help people who are traveling. So hopefully President Biden can send out more national stimulus payments, everybody.
To save the planet. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And now I want to yield to the distinguished chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee, a committee that has tremendous jurisdiction over, well, if you ask them, they have jurisdiction over everything. But in terms,
which includes a child tax credit program, among other numerous spending initiatives. Designed with the federal child tax credit in mind, the Pennsylvania Child and Department Care Enhancement enables families to receive tax breaks for child care expenses at a value of 30%